History had just been made, and the internet was completely unprepared for what happened that night. In the roar of thousands of fans, beneath the warm El Paso sky, a moment was born, a moment that didn't just shake the stadium, but shook the entire world. Jungkook, known for his charisma and professionalism, suddenly took a step no one could have imagined. With almost unbelievable courage, he openly expressed his feelings to Taehyung right there on stage, in front of thousands of live witnesses and millions more who would later watch it through their screens. And in that instant, everything changed. Taehyung, usually calm and composed, seemed to lose all words. His face flushed, his eyes widened, and within seconds, tears began to well up. This wasn't an ordinary kind of crying. It was the kind that comes from emotions too overwhelming to contain, a mix of shock, tenderness, and overflowing happiness. His cheeks were visibly wet on stage, and the whole world witnessed it in real time. Don't miss a single second of this story, because what happened that night was more than just a concert. It became one of the most emotional, bold, and iconic moments in K-pop history. Stay with us until the end, because every second of this story will make you feel something different. Welcome to Taekook fans. That night actually began like any other major concert. The stadium was filled with a sea of glowing light sticks, cheers echoing from every corner, and an energy that felt truly alive. Jungkook and Taehyung delivered an incredible performance, stable vocals, precise movements, and undeniable chemistry that always left fans in awe. But no one knew that behind it all, a major moment was waiting to unfold. As the final song came to an end, the stage lights slowly dimmed. The atmosphere, once filled with cheers, suddenly turned silent. Not just any silence, but a silence full of anticipation, as if the entire stadium could feel that something was about to happen. Jungkook stood at the center of the stage. His hand gripped the microphone tightly. Even from a distance, his expression looked different. There was something in his eyes, something rarely seen before. He took a deep breath, as if gathering the courage he had been holding onto for so long. And then he began to speak. His voice wasn't loud, but it was enough to quiet the entire stadium. No music, no sound effects, just his raw, honest voice. He wasn't speaking as an idol, but as a human being. He started talking about the journey, about togetherness, about someone who had always been by his side through every moment, both happy and difficult. And even before he mentioned a name, everyone could already sense where this was going. When he finally said Taehyung's name, the entire stadium seemed to stop breathing. Jungkook revealed that Taehyung wasn't just a friend, not just a colleague, but someone who had become the center of his world. He spoke about feelings he could no longer hide, about honesty finally rising to the surface. There was no script, no preparation. It felt spontaneous, real, and deeply personal. Taehyung, standing just a few steps away, looked completely shocked. He didn't react immediately. It was as if his mind needed time to process what he had just heard. But slowly, his expression changed. A small smile appeared, even as he tried to hold it back. And then the tears fell. 1 drop, 2 drops, then more. The stage lights reflected the tears on his cheeks, making him look both fragile and beautiful at the same time. He didn't try to hide it anymore. He let his emotions show, letting the world see how deeply he felt. The entire stadium erupted. Screams, sobs, and cheers blended into one overwhelming wave. Many fans couldn't hold back their own tears. Some hugged each other, some covered their faces, and others simply stood frozen, trying to process what had just happened. The moment felt like a dream, but it was real. Jungkook stepped closer. The distance between them grew smaller, but the energy between them felt immense. Without many words, they looked at each other, a gaze full of meaning, emotion, and stories that didn't need to be spoken. It became one of the most intimate moments ever witnessed on such a massive stage. After that moment, the atmosphere of the concert completely changed. The energy, already high, became even more intense. Every song they performed felt more alive, more emotional, and more meaningful. The audience wasn't just enjoying the music, they were feeling the story behind it. The people of El Paso that night became witnesses to something rare, a moment where the boundary between artist and human truly disappeared. The honesty shown on stage created a much deeper connection with the audience. The applause didn't stop. The cheers kept echoing, and every second felt like history being written in real time. Throughout the rest of the concert, Jungkook and Taehyung seemed different. More relaxed, more open, and more often exchanging glances that pulled fans even deeper into the moment. Their chemistry felt stronger than ever, not just as performers, but as two individuals who had just shared something deeply personal with the world. When the concert finally ended and the stadium lights began to fade, many people remained in their seats. They knew they had just witnessed something that would never happen the same way again. But the story didn't end there. Within minutes, videos of the moment began spreading across the internet. Clip after clip appeared on different platforms. Reactions from fans all over the world started pouring in. And as expected, it instantly went viral. Related hashtags quickly climbed to the top of global trending lists. Millions of people were talking about the same thing. Even those who weren't K-pop fans became curious and started searching for what had happened. Some platforms even experienced massive traffic spikes as countless people tried to rewatch the moment. Photos of Taehyung with tears on his cheeks became some of the most iconic images of the year. Meanwhile, videos of Jungkook's confession were replayed millions of times. Behind the stage, the atmosphere was said to be much calmer. After all the spotlight and noise, they finally had a moment to themselves. Some said Taehyung stayed quiet for a while, still processing everything, while Jungkook remained by his side. Not much is known about what they said to each other afterward, but one thing is certain: that night changed something. Not just for them, but for the music industry as a whole. Many began to see this moment as a turning point. The emotional honesty shown on stage was seen as something powerful, something that might inspire more artists to be brave enough to be themselves. Because in the end, what audiences remember most isn't just a perfect performance, but moments that feel real. And that night felt incredibly real. For fans, this wasn't just a memory. It became a piece of history that will continue to be told, shared, and remembered for years to come. So, what do you think about this moment? Was it truly one of the boldest moments in K-pop history? Write your thoughts in the comments, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to keep following taekook fans for more surprising updates. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with fellow ARMY, because on this channel, we'll continue uncovering moments that may seem small, but actually mean so much more. Thank you for watching. And remember, sometimes the simplest moments hold the deepest stories. Disclaimer: this video is based on personal opinions and interpretations for entertainment purposes only and does not represent confirmed facts. And remember, some moments aren't just meant to be seen, but to be felt.